So let's talk about Pluto in the first house. Remember that Pluto is both creative and destructive. The style of your communication, the way you come off to people, the way you approach life in general, can be expressed through both dimensions of Pluto, which is creative and destructive. So remember, Pluto is the underworld. It's something that's hidden from your conscious mind, from you, which is your emotions, your thoughts, your motivations. Even just like assumptions throughout the day, if you don't make them known, you will actually attract it into your life. This is creative and destructive. You may get like motivations such as create something new, and inclinations and motivations that are coming from your subconscious mind to destruct an area of your life. And when it comes to Pluto, the area of life that we're talking about is relationships and money, security. Let's say you're dating, you have a partner, there's like hidden emotions that are associated with relationships that you may not necessarily voice, and they may be buried in your subconscious mind. If it's buried, you may actually provoke destruction on the external level. Because remember, we may hold things inside of our subconscious mind, right, and not be aware of it, but it doesn't mean that our reality, the current reality, and the near future is not going to be affected by our subconscious beliefs, if that makes sense. So people who have Pluto in their first house, remember, it connects us to the seventh house of other people. There may be urges when something is stuck in your life, when you're faced with limitations in your life that are outside of your control, right? Because Pluto is all about control, what you can control and can't control. When you're faced with like limitations at work, limitations in your relationships or whatever, there may be an urge to change something drastically, meaning destroy, okay, and rebuild a new reality. It's usually pertaining relationship or work. So let's say you may have those thoughts but not act on them or acknowledge them or actually work with your beliefs, and soon enough you'll see your partner break up with you. Or if you're not happy where you work, the conditions or whatever, but you don't act on those thoughts, the urges that you have to remove yourself from that job and switch to a better position or better job, pay, whatever conditions that you're looking for. If you don't do that, then there may be problems, issues with coworkers or other things, or they may just completely remove you without giving you a notice. So because it's destruction, right? And it usually takes an unpredictable turn. Well, it's usually predictable because you've been thinking about it already. But if you do not acknowledge your thoughts of Pluto, which is creation or destruction, acknowledge it, work on it, okay? Don't let it slip by your awareness, because once it does, you will provoke changes. Your body, your behavior will automatically change as to, create this possibility of destruction or creation. So realize the nature of your thoughts. If it's coming from a destructive or creative nature, it's coming from your Pluto. Do not ignore it. Do not let it slip by your awareness so that it keeps sitting in your subconscious mind. If you get an urge to break up, don't just sit on it. Acknowledge the thought that you just had. And ask yourself, why did I just have it? Usually the intention is being manifested in your life, not what you want. Intention can be subconscious as well. So meaning you subconsciously intend to break up or not want to be in a relationship because it's restricting or something is not right. However, you're not willing to deal with it on the external, like go and talk to your partner, but rather just thinking it, this provokes a breakup. Another thing is that Pluto is associated with survival, and people who have Pluto in the first house, they usually see an external threat to their security. Before that threat, danger gets to them, destroys them in some way, shape, or form, they need to eliminate that threat. But a lot of the times that threat is just a perceived threat. Subjectively, it's not reality. That's how a Pluto first house person perceives it, and they act on it, meaning destructively. They break up, remove people from their lives before some danger happens, you get me, before they make them insecure. With placements such as Pluto in the first house, should notice and pay very close attention to the perceived danger. What do they deem as danger in life? And is it legitimate? Like, is it a legitimate danger? Because a lot of the times, first 12th house, conjunction, whatever, for Pluto indicates that there's a evil out there and I have to protect myself. And a lot of the times the ways to protect oneself is through destructive nature, which is breaking up with people, removing people before they hurt you, So just be aware of it, especially if you have any Pluto, Moon, Sun aspects, especially Moon. Like me, we just like to remove ourselves before something bad happens. So Pluto is a fight or flight response. It's a nervous system, right? Nervous system, whenever you feel danger or you perceive something as danger, this is your Pluto working, especially if it's a first house and it connects you to other people and work, business, partnerships, and romantic partnerships. Pluto in the first 12th house usually makes you be paranoid about things that may not actually exist. It makes you very intuitive. So if you have let go of your fear and past hurts and failures, then you can listen very closely to your intuition and what Pluto is saying about the perceived threat, potential threat, right? Danger. Make your adjustments, make different choices. However, if you're just being paranoid, you haven't worked on it, and you need to work on it better so that you can discern rather, between the evil, the real evil, and subjective perception. Hopefully this makes sense.